If you had told me 3 years ago that in 3 years we would be watching a Yu-Gi-Oh character duel against a pigeon, I would have said you were bleeping crazy. Hey everyone, Templar74 here with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today's Yu-Gi-Oh video is going to be my review of the latest episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's episode 37, Coup Luke Coup. And I gotta be honest with you guys, this episode was another one of those Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's episodes that was just bleeping weird, man. I know that Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's has been doing some weird stuff, and they've done some weird stuff. And for the most part, the weird stuff I kind of like because they managed to do it in a funny way. But I think this was pushing it a little too far, in my opinion. This episode just had me going, what the hell? The entire episode, practically. And it was just a big WTH moment, but we'll talk about that soon enough. So at risk of further rambling though, let's move on to the actual episode. So the episode begins where we left off last week in the sibling duel, or after the sibling duel rather, and it's at this point Chevelle appears, and Chevelle is basically saying, well, we'll have another duel to break the deadlock. And we see Rook, of course, he's kind of happy to see Chevelle there when he offers to take on the duel, because he's the one that fell for Chevelle's trap and basically got the group in the position they're in. And before I get further on in the episode, I want to say I really do enjoy that. It shows that Rook is taking a little bit of responsibility for what he's done here, a little bit of character growth, I could say. But it quickly goes away as soon as this duel begins, because Rook just starts communicating with Hat Rap, the Chevelle's pigeon, the one that delivered the message. And that's where this episode just really kind of lost me, was when Rook started having a conversation with a pigeon. But yeah, these two end up dueling. We learn that Chevelle uses winged beasts and Rook uses dragons. Now, winged beasts, depending on how they're done, can actually be pretty intimidating. This one really isn't one of them. Rook does manage to end up winning the duel with a new Gears dragon, Mirage Gears, or Miragears is they put it in the anime. I kind of call it Mirage Gears because that's kind of easier to say rather than Mirage Gears. But anyway, it uses its effect at the end of the duel to attack again. And it's funny because when Rook is doing this, at this point, Chevelle has basically parted ways with Hat Rap. He's basically like, fine, you're on your own. I wish I had left you when we had first met Asuna. And he just walks away. So at this point, Rook is dueling a pigeon. Like I said at the very beginning of the episode review, that if you had told me 3 years ago that we were going to watch a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel between a main character and a pigeon, I would have told you you're nuts. But yeah, and I'm not just saying nuts in the good kind of nuts, you're Yami Merrick nuts at that point. But I digress on that. Anyway, the duel ends with a win for Rook, and we see Hat Rap and Chevelle ultimately patch things up. They promise to be together forever, and that's essentially the episode. Like I said, this episode was okay to start with. I really applauded Rook's character development right beginning of the duel. He quickly lost it as soon as he started communicating with a pigeon. And he furthermore lost it when he started dueling a pigeon. I mean, come on, Rook. You're the strongest duelist in the group, arguably. I know you're not the brightest bulb in the box, but seriously, you're dueling a pigeon. And you're communicating with a pigeon. Like I said, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's has done this weird thing where they're able to put the weirdness into a comedic way to the point where it's really super enjoyable most of the time. This was not one of them. This was just basically one of those what the hell moments. And that's essentially my thoughts on the episode. Like I said, this episode, I give it a 4 out of 10 because it started good, lost me, and then it was just like, seriously, by the end of it. But again, those are just my thoughts. This is one of those few episodes where they do something weird, where the comedy isn't able to save it. That's just my overall thoughts about it. But as always, I want to hear your thoughts. So in the comment section down below, let me know what your guys' thoughts were about this week's episode. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was just there? What are your thoughts? Just let me know in the comment section down below, because as always, I enjoy hearing from you. Alright everyone, as always, Templar74 signing off. Have a great day everybody, and I'll talk to you all next time. Goodbye everybody.